Hello! Thank you so much for joining today. Feel free to type your questions in the chat. I'd be happy to answer anything you may have an interest about regarding Citizens High School. I'm Harmony Salvatore. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Citizens, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about our accredited diploma programs, our individual course programs. Typically the individual course programs are used for credit recovery. Some people use the courses as just for fun. We have like a drone course, which is really fun, things like that. So we do have a new comment here of how old you have to be to enroll. Well, the great thing about Citizens High School is that we require that any of our students have completed or aged out of grade 8. However, we do not have an age limit when it comes to adult students. So no matter what walk of life you are coming from in your background, we are happy to have you as a student and will plan your courses accordingly to your goals. Thanks so much for that question. We have another new question. Whether or not we accept international students. We do. We offer our high school for any student around the globe. We can also transfer in previously earned credits that have been earned internationally at a high school level. What the student would need to do is have their transcripts translated by a certified translation company or certified translator, and then we'll transfer in the previously earned credits. Then the student would only have a certain number of credits left to complete to earn the accredited diploma through Citizens. And even if your student is entering our school in grade 9 as an international student, that is perfectly fine as well. We definitely accept students from all over the globe. We have another chat question here. What are the graduation requirements? That's a great question. We offer two different diploma programs. So one is 18 credits long. That is designed for students who want to enter the workforce, military, or a 2-year college. And then we offer a 24 credit diploma program, and that is for students who want to enter a 4-year college or university. So in the online program, the graduation requirements for the 18 credit is 4 credits of English, 2 credits of math, 1 credit of science, 1 credit of social studies, 1 credit of life skills, 1 credit of a skill elective like cooking, workplace readiness, and then 8 electives of the student's choice, which is really great because then you could choose your electives based on what your interests are. So you might be interested in photography, you may be interested in music, you may be interested in the medical field. We have a variety of electives that you can tailor toward your interests. For the 24 credit diploma program, the graduation requirements are 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, 3 credits of science, 3 credits of social studies, and 10 electives of the student's choice. We do recommend that the student take 1 credit of fine art, 2 credit of foreign language, and 1 credit of physical education, but that isn't required. So in the 24 credit program, you could also tailor your electives toward what you're interested in studying in college or in the workplace. So definitely a variety of options when it comes to our graduation requirements. Thanks for that question. So the next follow-up question of that is, do you pay the same per program? So the 18 credit and the 24 credit. The diploma program is $129 per month for 2 classes at a time. The tuition would be technically more in the 24 credit program, but that's only because the student would be enrolled longer. The benefit of our program is that you're only paying tuition for the time that the student is enrolled, completing courses, and graduating. So students need to be in a course for a minimum of 4 weeks and a maximum of 16 weeks. So it just depends on how long it takes them to complete the program based on their transfer credits and how long they're spending in each course. So you're not obligated to a full program amount. You simply pay the $129 per month for the time that the students enrolled, completing courses and graduating. Thanks so much for that follow-up question. So the next question I see is, how do I know if Citizens High School is right for my student? So I think that is determined by a few things. How much what does your student need, right? Some students need a more traditional setting where they have hands-on with the teacher. Some students are more independent and can work on their own. Our school allows students to have a variety of flexibility and a variety of methods of ways to study. So what do I mean by that? Students can study anywhere at any time. If it's 1 o'clock in the morning, not that teenagers should be up till 1 o'clock in the morning, but some of our adult students might be. That's a great way to work around the student's schedule. So we have a lot of students who are student athletes. So they might need to work in the evening so that they can train during the day. Or maybe a young teenager, he or she may need to be with their child, and then when the child's asleep, then they can work on schoolwork. So that's something I really love about Citizens High School, is that we tailor our education towards so many different people. And it really gives you the flexibility to learn on your own terms, to learn how to be self-directed, just much like you would in college, right? You are expected to complete your assignments by the due date. You're expected to show up. You're expected to ask questions. That's a lot of how Citizens High School is, so that you can lead your own education. I think that can be very empowering for a lot of students. Oh, so we have another question here. They're saying that they like a course from the Citizens High School catalog, but they don't want to leave their school. And is there any way to take one course and not the whole diploma? That's a great question, because the answer is absolutely. So we offer our individual courses for anyone who wants to learn for fun, like I was talking about earlier with the drone course. Perhaps you need credit recovery because you failed the second semester of Algebra 2. We offer that type of thing as well. Or maybe your high school doesn't offer the elective that you really want to take through our school. So the answer is, you can still be enrolled in your school and take the individual course with our program. And then what we would do is we would transfer in we would not transfer it in. We would provide you with an official transcript so that your school could transfer the credit in, so that you could earn that toward graduation. Or if you were just taking supplemental courses, then we could provide you with an official transcript for that as well. So absolutely, you can take an individual course or several courses with our school without withdrawing from your current school. We have another question. Is this school legit though? The answer is absolutely. We have been graduating students since the 1980s. We are accredited through DEAC, which is Distance Education Accrediting Commission, and Middle States. So we hold 2 accreditations, and we've been graduating students since the 80s. With the Distance Education Accrediting Commission accreditation, that means we can accept students from all over the United States, which is really great. If you're in Texas, if you're in California, if you're in Kentucky, wherever you are, we can offer education to you. Hi, thanks so much for joining. You are welcome to send your questions in the chat. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have about Citizens High School. We're just having an informal question and answer session in case you have any questions about our accredited programs. We've been graduating students since 1981. We offer 2 different types of diploma programs, as well as individual courses for students who may need like credit recovery, things like that. So we offer a variety of different options for students, and I'd be happy to help facilitate your educational journey. Wonderful question. So we have a new question. Do students get to interact with their teachers? The answer is absolutely. Our teachers love interacting with students. And how does that work exactly? So the student can use Canvas, which is our curriculum portal, to contact their teacher through the inbox or contact their teacher by phone, and the teacher is required to respond within 48 hours. So the teacher can help facilitate the student through a specific section of the course if they need help, but they might be stuck or they just might need some more information. The teacher can offer any advice about assignments or provide clarification. So we absolutely love supporting our students. The next question is, do I still get to graduate? Absolutely. We do offer virtual graduation ceremonies twice annually. I love our graduation ceremonies because even though they're virtual, they're very personable. Dr. Blaylock has done a great job of facilitating them. She's our chief academic officer here at Citizens, and so she always has a great guest speaker. She will use a little highlight about the student, perhaps what the student's goals are after high school or what their experience has been like at Citizens. So they're very personable. The student can even speak a little bit during graduation, and it's just a wonderful way to highlight our students and celebrate their successes. Hello, thanks so much for joining. So glad to have you here. Very grateful to have this Q&A session. I just love being able to facilitate and provide information on what Citizens is all about. So the next question is, what about college prep? We offer a variety of ways to prepare you for college. So we offer AP classes, we offer dual enrollment, which means that you would receive high school credit as well as college credit for classes that you took. The dual credit classes would mean that you would receive a high school transcript as well as a college transcript. So that is really exciting because not only are you completing your high school diploma, but you also get to have a leap ahead when it comes to college classes. So thank you so much for asking me about the dual credit classes. You may see my puppy in the background. It's because it's storming, and so she's a little stressed out. We've been working from home because of COVID, so thank you for your understanding, and I'm just so glad that everyone's here today to be with us. Another way that we prepare students for college is we do advise you to contact your college admissions office to see if they require any SAT or ACT testing. We can provide our school code for the SAT testing, and then the student could find a SAT site in their local area to be able to take the test to prepare for college. The next question is, what if I'm a student athlete? I did talk a little bit about this earlier in the session, but since some of you are just joining, I'm so glad that this has come up again. So student athletes would benefit from Citizens High School enormously because we offer NCAA approved courses, and the students can work at any time of day at their own pace. So they need to complete courses in anywhere between 4 weeks and 16 weeks, but they can do that at any time of day. And so if they need to go a little faster through classes, or maybe they have a heavy training week, they can back off a little bit. So it just provides some extra flexibility for any athlete, student athlete that joins our program, and our academic team will help facilitate through the NCAA eligibility portal, and will definitely upload any of those documents that are needed so that the student can have NCAA scholarship eligibility. Another question is, how can I keep myself motivated to keep getting my classes completed online? This is really a great question. So I think it's really wonderful that Citizens offers classes at any time of day. The student can log in to complete their coursework. But how to keep yourself motivated? So one way is create goals for yourself. So look at the total number of assignments. Divide that by the number of weeks that you want to be in the class. Create a conducive study environment. So you might want it to be quiet, or if you like listening to music to help you focus, just making sure you have a designated space to complete your courses, or maybe you thrive on going to a coffee shop. Well, that's great because you can take your laptop anywhere to complete your courses. I'm a night owl. Is it okay if I do my assignments at midnight? That's one of the questions that just came in. Absolutely. You can do your classes at midnight, 1 a.m., whatever the time frame is that works best for you. You know, perhaps you have a sleeping child, or you have an overnight job and you have a lunch break, you'd like to work on some things. You can do that at any time of day. So that's the beauty of our courses. So we can go back to the how do I keep myself motivated? So we talked about a conducive learning environment, like a quiet space or just a designated space to complete your courses, or going to a coffee shop. You can also create a calendar within Canvas, which is our curriculum portal. So you can create goals for yourself, deadlines, things like that. You can also have maybe like a paper planner. I say do whatever feels best for you. You know, if you need to set reminders in your phone, or you need to set a timer, you know, say, okay, I'm dedicating myself to sitting down for 3 hours today to get some schoolwork done. Set a timer for when those 3 hours are up. That way you give yourself time to focus on one thing at a time. That's why we really love having 2 courses at a time through our program, so that the student can focus on 2 subject areas at once and excel in those subject areas. So that means that perhaps you are focused on English 3 for day 1, and day 2 you want to work on math, or perhaps, you know, every hour you switch back and forth. You get to tailor that based on your learning style. The next question is, how can parents assist? This is a great question. So we actually offer a parent login to our student information system, Genius, and to our curriculum portal, Canvas, so that parents can have a hands-on eye view of what the student is doing. So you can see the number of assignments they've completed, the amount of time they've spent in the class for that day. You can see the teacher feedback. And parents can assist by helping the student create goals. I was just talking to a student athlete's parent earlier today, and she was asking about this because she's concerned her son is going to be across the country at a athletic academy, and she wants to make sure that she can remain involved. So I was explaining that she'll have her own login. She'll be able to help him create goals based on the number of assignments versus how long she expects him to be in the course, based on his training schedule and anything else that he has going on. So that's a really great way that parents can be involved. Another question is, do I have to enroll during the school year, or can I enroll now even though it's summertime? We do offer open enrollment. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Process is very easy. It only takes about 20 minutes or less, and then as soon as you enroll and the tuition is paid, the student can begin courses right away, which is super exciting because there's not any like wait times. We do need the student's documentation, like an official transcript or photo ID, but that can be done within the first 60 days of enrollment. So you can enroll at any time and begin classes the same day. So it's a very flexible process, and I'm always here to help guide you if you needed it. Feel free to put your comments or questions in the chat. I'm happy to help facilitate and answer any questions so that you can begin your educational journey. I've been with Citizens since 2018, and I just love hearing all the different experiences that students have had. Earlier this week, we just had a student from Romania start a pilot school, which is really exciting. We have a student athlete who's graduating soon. He's already been accepted to college in the fall. So I just love hearing all the stories. You know, from all different types of students. You know, we've had adult students who it might have taken them 15 years to graduate, but they finally did it. They persevered, they showed grit and dedication, and now they're moving on to bigger and better careers. So it's just really exciting to hear all the stories, and just seeing everybody from all walks of life enter our program, succeed in our program, and move on to whatever else their goals are, whether that's college, going into the military. You know, I've heard quite a few different paths, and so it's really exciting. The next question is, how fast can I get my diploma if I start today? They are going into grade 12. So what's great about Citizens is that if you're going into grade 12, typically you have 6 credits left to complete. Because we offer 2 courses at a time and you only have to be in those courses for a minimum of 4 weeks, that means the student can graduate in as little as 3 months, complete a full academic school year in as little as 3 months. This doesn't happen for all students. Some students do need a little bit more time to complete one academic year than 3 months, but that is the minimum amount of time. So that just goes to show the amount of flexibility that we offer in our program. So if you are completing courses in as little as 3 months, then that would be about 5 assignments per week per course. So it would be quite academically heavy, but I have seen students accomplish this. We just had a senior enroll, and he dedicated himself. He completed it in 3 months. He earned his accredited diploma, and he's moved on to college now. So it is possible. He's not the only one that I've seen achieve this either. So it's definitely something that you can do if you're dedicated to the courses and assignments. I saw on your website that there was an offline program. What is that? So our offline program is where we send paper courses through the mail to your home. You would complete the coursework on paper, and then you would either mail the assignments back, email the assignments, or for the fastest grading, you would upload those assignments into Canvas, our student curriculum portal, so that the teacher could grade them, and then you would receive grading feedback, and you can also continue through the course as you're waiting on grading feedback. So that's how our offline course program works. We would send 2 courses at a time, just like the online program, but you would just complete everything on paper. And there is an 18 credit and 24 credit program in the offline section of our programs as well. Another question is, how come it is 2 courses at a time? We offer 2 courses at a time so that the student can focus in 2 subject areas and excel in those subject areas. Students are more likely to have higher grades in the courses if they are just completing 2 subject areas at a time. And because the program is flexible, meaning 4 weeks to 16 weeks to complete 1 course, the student can still go at a faster pace to complete their diploma or go at a traditional pace like a traditional student. So that's why we offer the 2 courses at a time, to allow our students to have some flexibility in their choices of how fast they complete courses and the ability to focus on those subject areas to ensure they receive a high grade. So thank you so much for bringing that question to us. And feel free to ask one of the questions that you see in the comments, because, you know, I'm not responding by typing, so I'm happy to, if one of the questions intrigues you, feel free to send that question again. Citizens High School offers accredited high school diploma programs as well as individual course programs for credit recovery or just to take a fun course over the summer, whatever the case may be for that student. I absolutely love our student population because it's so many different people from so many different walks of life, and it's just so great because our programs are flexible to tailor the education to that student. So that's something that I really love about working at Citizens High School. You know, it's not like any school that I've ever been a part of, and I've been in the education field since 2015. So it's just been really great to be here and communicate with people from all different walks of life. And so I really appreciate everyone who's joined this live today. We have just a few more minutes, so feel free to post your questions. I would be happy to answer anything that might be a burning question for you. How much does it cost if I want to do just one course? So one course in our individual course program is $79 per month per course. You only pay that $79 for the time that the student is enrolled and completing the course. Once the course is completed, then the payment stops, so you're not obligated to a full program amount or anything. You just pay the $79 monthly tuition until the course is completed. Once the course is completed, we will provide an official transcript in case that you need to send that off to a different school, or you just want to have the documentation of the completion of the course. Perhaps you're a homeschool student and you're just wanting to supplement that with your homeschool program. You can do that as well. That's the great thing about our program, is that the students and the parents, the families, they all get to decide the duration of time that the student is enrolled, which is very empowering because you get to decide how much it's going to cost, right? We set up the tuition monthly for that exact reason. Because if you know that you're an accelerated student and you can go super fast through the classes, you know, at that 4-week amount of time, great. If you know that your family and your student needs more time, like a traditional student, then you're prepared for that tuition amount as well. So, you know, overall, I think that Citizens High School is just very empowering for families and for students to be able to make those determinations about their education. Okay, well, at this time, I think we are going to wrap up the live. Unless anyone else has questions they would like to throw in the chat really quickly. I really thank everyone who has joined us this evening. I really just love being here, being available for questions. Just so you're aware, our phone number is 800-736-4723. We also have a live chat on our website. You can always communicate with us as needed, so that you can make sure that our school is right for your educational goals. That's what we're here for. We just want to empower students and their families so that people can be successful in, you know, earning their education and moving on to their higher level goals. So thank you so much. I really appreciated it. Again, my name is Harmony Salvatore. I am the Director of Admissions, and I really thank you. Feel free to tune in again. We are going to offer this at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays and at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. For the duration of how long we're going to be offering this has not yet been determined, but it'll at least be for the next several weeks. So feel free to tune in as needed, and we will have lots more information for you and be able to answer your questions. So thank you and have a wonderful evening.